From regular expenses to occasional splurges, there's a lot to buy. Why not get cash back every time you spend? With a PenFed Power Cash Rewards card, you get cash back on every purchase. That's everywhere, every time you use it. You can even earn a $100 statement credit when you spend $1,500 in the first 90 days. Visit PenFed.org/PowerCash to apply. To receive any advertised product, you must become a member of PenFed, insured by NCUA.
The Cricket Badger Podcast IPL Daily, in association with Moonrise Cricket, Indian Premier League 2020 13th edition. Every day, every game, every spill, every thrill, every triumph, all the way to the IPL trophy.
Hello everybody, welcome along. It's another edition of the Cricket Badger IPL Daily Podcast, and we've just seen CSK humbled by the Mumbai Indians. The first time Chennai have lost by 10 wickets in the IPL, and they're down and out. I saw a table this morning where it said it was possible for CSK to carry on and get through to the playoffs with all the results going in their favour, but not to be. And to be honest, it never looked likely because CSK have not been at their best during this IPL. Mumbai Indians coming out on top today. To help me talk about that and then looking ahead to Saturday's games, Clare Sanderson and Rito Maitra. Clare, that was ridiculously one-sided. For two of the pedigree sides in the competition, Mumbai Indians wiped the floor with CSK today, didn't they?
Well, yeah, when you think about the opening game between these two, you know, a good battle, but CSK won it, and today they just weren't even in the race. I mean, it was one of those blink and you miss it kind of things. Oh, wow, what can I say other than, well played Mumbai. And sorry about that, Mahi, but it looks like your days are numbered. Wow.
And Rito, the Mumbai Indians bowling first there. Trent Boult was getting some movement. Obviously, Jasprit Bumrah's quality from the other end. But I thought the Chennai batting was pretty ordinary. To be polite, they were playing the ball well outside the off stump. They were nicking off. They were doing everything wrong, really, weren't they?
Well, James, you said ordinary. I would say that was awful, really. From Fab du Plessis to go after chasing at a wide ball with your team 3 for 3. That's not acceptable at any level, really. Forget at the highest level. So that's another very poor performance from CSK. And you have people getting bounced out on Sharjah, really. We have never seen that. And that really sums up CSK's performance this season. They have not been there.
What they needed to do, Rito, in my opinion, was they needed to assess the turf. They needed to realise that the ball was moving around a little bit, realise the pitch was not actually that bad for batting on, and just see off that first 5 or 6 overs. Forget the power play, just get themselves up to 150 or something like that. So they had a chance in the game, and they never gave themselves that chance, did they?
Yeah, they didn't. They needed to manage that passage of play when that ball was moving around. We know that the white kookaburra ball does not move around for 20 overs. It's going to move around probably for the first 5-6 overs. They manage those overs and then go after the bowling after that. We saw Sam Curran shepherd the tail excellently. He at least took them from 43 for 7 to 114. 114. At least gave them something to bowl, and the bowling was toothless.
And Claire, I mean, I made a comment on our WhatsApp group. I know on our WhatsApp group I'm becoming known as the Sam Curran hater, and I'm far from that because I think he's a very good cricketer. But CSK, they are arguably the biggest side in the IPL. They've got a huge following. They've got a tremendous power base. They can have anybody in the world playing for them. And Sam Curran's become one of their best batsmen. That just sums up CSK's plight this season.
Yeah, they've just not got it right. I mean, it's difficult to really weigh it all up today. Just dismal performance. Sam Curran coming in later down the order, even though he was still in the first few overs. And Imran Tahir, third top scorer for your team. Hard to know really what to make of it, and hard to know really how you come back from something like that. But well played, Sam Curran. You know, he stuck it out and he did really what the other guys should have done, and just, you know, did his best. Well, I'm just a bit lost for words.
I mean, fair play to Sam Curran.
Well played, Sam.
He's one of the few players in a yellow shirt this season that's actually come out with any credit, really, isn't he, Sam Curran? Yeah, all credit to him for that. Looking at Mumbai's reply, though, Claire, sometimes chasing a total like that can be a bit of an issue. You lose 2 or 3 early wickets, and then all of a sudden you're thinking, oh, flipping it, we're doing the same thing. But Quinton de Kock, 46 not out. Ishan Kishan today, fantastic, 68 not out from him. They never looked like not winning that game, did they? As soon as they started out there, never any problems, knocked it off in 12.2 overs.
Yeah, fantastic from those two. I was just listening to Ishan Kishan afterwards, and he was saying how much he sort of benefits from playing around Quinton de Kock. You know, lots of motivation in the middle, just really thinking about his batting, you know, not being too expansive too early. And they just went for it. What completely two different performances from the two teams. Yeah, well played, Mumbai. Wow.
Kieran Pollard, he's captained 15 times in the IPL, won every single match. That's pretty decent, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously, again, with Kieran Pollard, you're getting all the experience and the wisdom that goes along with him. He seemed to captain well, like he always has done. Just a brilliant all-round performance. Everybody stood up who needed to, and he made the right moves at the right time. Well played, Kieran Pollard. Well played, Mumbai.
Rito, Ishan Kishan was maybe one of the missing links in the Mumbai batting order. If you look through Mumbai's team, it's ridiculously good. Ishan Kishan got some runs earlier on in the tournament, had a bit of an injury and hasn't really quite performed since then. So to get him fit and firing and contributing as well today is another major tick for Mumbai, isn't it?
Yeah, that's another major tick for Mumbai. Rohit Sharma has a hamstring issue, and as we know, hamstrings probably take a couple of weeks to get right. So he has only cemented his place in the team for a couple of weeks until Rohit comes back during the playoffs, I think. And I would like to say another thing. 2020 has been a year of anomalies, and I won't be surprised if Mumbai goes all the way in an even year.
For the first time ever. That'll be interesting to see. If you CSK, Rito, though, if you're MSD and you're sitting in that dressing room now contemplating your navel and thinking this isn't fun, where do you go from here? They've got to make changes. They've got to try and now use the last 3 games to look ahead to next season and make some plans for next year, haven't they?
Well, now CSK has to only stick with the young players who got out for Ducks, unfortunately, today. Rituraj Gaikwad and Jagdishan, if I'm not mistaken. They have to stick with them, really. They have no other option, only to find out how good they are, or whether they are good enough for this level or not. They can't bring back again Shane Watson for the next 3 games, so they have to stick with this formula now.
Moonrise is a sports engagement website to allow sports fans to learn from the very best. Get a personal video message recorded for a fan's special occasion. Have a professional cricketer as your next coach by getting video feedback or having a 30-minute conversation with some of the world's best players. Players such as Jimmy Neesham, Colin Munro, Tammy Beaumont, Danny Wyatt, Monty Panesar. Visit moonrisesports.com or go to Moonrise Sports on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Moonrise Cricket, let's play. Let's all look at our Moonrise moment of the match today. Start with you, Claire. Where would you take me for that? There's plenty to choose from today, and it's all pretty much Mumbai Indians good stuff, isn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, maybe Trent Boult, that first over, which was just absolutely, spectacular. Maybe Pollard's captaincy, or even, what about Ishan Kishan for getting a solid 68? There's 3 to choose from there. I can't even pick a moment.
What about you, Rito? Can you narrow it down any more than that?
Well, I would say Bumrah bouncing out Ambati Raidu in a slow Sharjah track has to be my moment. No one ever thought that could be done in Sharjah, and Bumrah managed to do it.
Well, you give me 4 there to choose from, and I'm going to go for one of Claire's, and I'm going to go for that Trent Boult. First over of the match, every single ball, there was a purpose for it. It was in the right direction. It caused problems. He took a wicket, and he was just marvellous. It just set the tone for the rest of the game. Mumbai were just buzzing from then on top, and went on to win that match very, very comfortably indeed. So moment of the match today, Trent Boult. Want to get your game the very best it can be? The future of coaching. Talk to a Pro. 30-minute video conversation, video analysis from players at the top of their game, video shout-outs, get a personalised message from a pro. Great for birthdays, congratulations messages, a prank, or a simple hello. Visit moonrisesports.com or go to Moonrise Sports on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Moonrise Cricket, let's play. Right then, let's have a look ahead to Saturday's games. Last weekend was ridiculous. We had 2 super overs. We had 4 very, very close games. This weekend, surely it can't live up to the same kind of excitement. Well, so far, this IPL has done exactly that. First match tomorrow, Kolkata Knight Riders playing the Delhi Capitals. KKR, fresh from a pretty ordinary performance. 84 for 8 they were and lost very comfortably in their last game. Delhi Capitals lost as well, but have been playing really good cricket. And this is a game that down the years has been quite close. Kolkata leading the line by 13-12. But the last 4 games have been won by Delhi Capitals, Clare. And they're playing good cricket, aren't they? They look destined for the playoffs. They already look as if they've got enough points. And this is going to be tough for KKR to bounce back and try and topple the Capitals.
Absolutely. I mean, it takes a team right on top of the game to beat Delhi Capitals. Dare I say it. And KKR haven't had the best of it. And I guess as well, from my point of view, when the teams at the lower end of the table are scrapping for that 4th place, Delhi Capitals are ever likely going to qualify anyway. So from a points perspective, from a form perspective, and from a previous victory perspective, I think this one's going to go to Delhi Capitals.
Rito, your KKR are on the edge at the moment, in my opinion. They've got a new captain. Owen Morgan's taken over a side that isn't his side, and that's going to take him time, and maybe they're going to be looking at the next edition for him to really come to the party in terms of leadership there. You've got Andre Russell, Sunil Narine with their own issues, form and injuries. Tom Banton's come into the side occasionally and not quite taken his opportunities just yet. Pat Cummins not taking enough wickets as the $3 million man. There's a lot going wrong with KKR, but they're still in the hunt, aren't they? They're still in 4th.
Yes, dare I say KKR are looking for a bit of motivation from somewhere, really. If one man can provide that, then that's Owen Morgan. He has been exceptional for England, as we know, and KKR looking forward to his captaincy. Yes, we need key players to put in performances. They have been very ordinary so far, and they can't afford to be ordinary anymore. We are getting to the business end of the tournament. If they want to win I'm sure they would like to win the championship this year, then they have to be far better at their game now.
The one positive, Lockie Ferguson coming into the side over the last 2 games has been really impressive, hasn't he? It makes you wonder why KKR haven't fielded him earlier in the tournament, but he's somebody that Owen Morgan can throw the ball to. He runs in, bowls express pace and bowls very accurately as well.
Yes, he has been the find for KKR. We wonder why he was brought in so late in the competition, really. He has been warming those benches for the 7-8 matches, and then when he was handed the opportunity, he took it with both hands against SRH Bowl, that fantastic super over. And again, maybe he's going to be that man who's going to be providing KKR with a bit of motivation in the field.
Clare Darwin comes into this match off the back of 2 unbeaten centuries, the first cricketer in the history of the IPL, it's a fairly short history, but the history of the IPL to score back-to-back hundreds in the competition. I can't imagine what it must be like to feel that confident and good about yourself going into another game. I've never had back-to-back success in anything, I don't think, but Shikhar Dhawan has, and that's a pretty good record to bring into this game, isn't it?
It's an excellent record. I mean, he's really hit his form. And it's destructive when he gets going. That last match where he scored 2/3 of the runs of the whole team, just amazing performance by him. Yeah, shame for him he was on the losing side, but the team surely can bat around him. I think his form has been excellent. Is his luck going to run out? Can KKR knock him off that spot? Well, it remains to be seen, doesn't it? So. Should be a really good game and interesting, like I say, for the positions in the table.
You feel KKR need to get Shikhar early, don't you, and just knock him off his perch before he gets back into his stride again. Looking at Delhi, they've got the capacity to embarrass KKR again, haven't they? They've got Rabada, they've got Norkia, Aksa Patel and Ravichandran Ashwin have been bowling really nicely as well. And obviously the all-round credential of Marcus Stoinis. They're a really balanced side with no obvious weaknesses.
No, definitely really strong side. I mean, I don't know what happened last time. Like I say, Shikhar Dhawan seemed to be batting on a different pitch to everybody else. But as we've seen throughout the tournament, the sort of combinations of the bowlers, really strong, and the length of the batting order, yeah, again, really, really strong. Like I say, it's going to take a big side to topple them. But that said, KKR have definitely got that ability within them if they can just find it and pull it all together. Like we've said about Owen Morgan, we know his captaincy skills are good. We know that if it's his day with the bat, it's his day with the bat. So, it's squaring up to be a good competition between the two sides tomorrow.
I said there was no obvious weaknesses in the Delhi Capitals side. Prithvi Shaw is the one, really. He's struggling for runs at the top of the order, but he's a very, very talented youngster, and he's going to come back from that, I'm sure. Badgers are furry creatures. 85% of women badgers think bad grooming is a major turn-off. 80% of women badgers think men should trim below the belt. 89% of men think good grooming is essential to their professional success. Don't just dismiss it out of hand. Get on there, manscaped.com. Check out their great range of male grooming accessories. Hygiene, appearance, attractiveness, confidence. Simply go to manscaped.com, quote the discount code BADGER. You get 20% off, you get free shipping, and you get some seriously quality equipment. Manscaped.com. Together we save balls. Looking at the tables before we go on to the second game, Mumbai Indians, Delhi Capitals and the Royal Challengers Bangalore all played 10 games, all on 14 points, all look fairly certain, I think, of making it through to the playoffs. It just now depends on who's going to be first and second between those three sides, because obviously if you finish first or second, you get double bite really at getting through to the final. The first against second, if you don't know, the first against second play each other. The loser then plays the winner of third versus fourth. The loser of that game goes home. The winner of that game plays the loser of that first sort of semi-final or qualifier one. Obviously, whoever wins that next game goes through to play the winner of first versus second. So you get double bite of the cherry if you finish in the top two. So Mumbai Indians, Delhi Capitals, RCB vying for those top two spots at the moment. KKR on 10 points, SRH on 8, so are KXIP and so are Rajasthan Royals. And then poor old MSD side played 11 now on 6 points and pretty much waving goodbye to the rest of the competition. Let's move on to your team, Claire, now, who are in action tomorrow. KXIP there, who are in 6th place at the moment, but level on points with Sunrisers and just 2 behind KKR. So obviously in that first game, if Delhi do you a favour, you could be playing this second game with a chance to climb up the table and get level with KKR again. Kings 11 Punjab playing Sunrisers Hyderabad, and this is really a game between two sides who are in very similar situations at the moment, who are looking to try and play catch-up and take that 4th place. How do you see this one? Are you confident KXIP can take down David Warner's men?
Well, when you look at the form coming into it, it's out of the last 4 games, Punjab lost 1, won the next 3. Sunrisers lost 3. Yeah, they won that other one the other night, but I have to say the form feels like it's with Punjab. They're on a winning streak. What I always said was, the missing link was going to be Chris Gale. He's come in, he's shown that. If you hear any of the interviews, the lads in the dressing room are just buzzing to be around him. They feed off his energy. And so they've got all that going for them. Sunrisers maybe just haven't got that, That said, it was a good match yesterday. I thought Jason Holder coming in, I thought that was a brilliant performance by him for his first game of the season. That run out at the beginning was just spectacular, and then 3 wickets. So, and again, we know he can bat a bit if he needs to. So there's a few danger men in there, definitely. it just feels like momentum is with Kings 11. Dismal start, and then it's just picked up, and they've gone from strength to strength, scrapping for a win, and then not as much of a hard scrap the last game. So it just feels like that momentum is building, their confidence is growing, the performances are there. Like I say, they've beaten the top three, which is just phenomenal when you think about the performances that we've seen Mumbai, Delhi and RCB put in. And yes, these are the three teams that we've won to get into the position that we're in now. So that, I think, is really strong, and it's hard to argue against it. Obviously, I'm biased because Kings 11 are my team, but they've got a really strong chance in terms of the point position. If everything goes their way, they could be in a really strong position by the end of tomorrow.
Bodyline TShirts.com. Browse the finest collection of cricketing t-shirts on the web. Hundreds of original cricket designs for cricket players and fans alike, featuring everyone and everything from Larwood to Leach and Cow Corner to Chin Music at BodylineTshirts.com. And you can get 10% off your first order using the code BADGER at checkout. BodylineTshirts.com. T-shirts for the discerning cricket fan. I'm not going to try and burst your bubble here, but I'm just going to put a couple of things to you. Sunrisers Hyderabad 11-4 in the history of this encounter. Sunrisers won the earlier game in the tournament played between the two sides. KXIP have beaten the top three teams, but now it's almost like the psychology maybe changes a little bit because nobody was necessarily expecting them to beat the top three. They've done that because they've raised their game. Now the question is, Claire, can they raise their game against SRH where a lot of people will be expecting them to win this one?
Yeah, I think they can. There's a simple answer. Like I said, they've got a lot going for them. They've still got two, their opening pair, absolutely fantastic throughout the whole tournament. Chris Gale coming in, Nicholas Poran, smashing sixes for fun. Glenn Maxwell feels like he's maybe warming up now. I thought it was pretty solid from him. And where, he hasn't had the batting performances, his bowling has really helped the team out.
Do you know what, Claire? I do a batting preview column, and I've tipped Glenn Maxwell to be the man of the match in this game because I just saw something in his last innings where he just looked like he was batting better and starting to get a little bit more confident. And we all know that Glenn Maxwell rarely goes through a major competition without doing something ridiculous along the way at some stage. Rito, how do you see this? When you're a neutral as far as Kings 11 against Sunrisers is concerned, obviously it does affect your side. Where do you think the points are going to go in this one?
Well, I think, James, KXIP are really speaking at the right moment. All the three players are coming together. They're putting in performances for them. The captain has been exceptional so far. He is the orange cap owner of the tournament. And then we have Chris Gale coming in and scoring runs. That's what you want from him. And as well as I would say SRH, it was a very good performance from them yesterday against RR. In the chase really for when one ran best over dismissed early, I thought SRH will struggle to take it home from here. And Jofra Archer was bowling rapid once again. But for Manish Pandey and Vijay Shankar to take that home for them was a really confidence boost. So I think it's going to be another close one. But KXIP look the real deal at the moment now. So I would say KXIP to take 2 points.
Right, then you're both in agreement. Then the door's open then, Claire. We've done this all the way through, so we might as well do it again because this is a big game for Kings 11, isn't it? Open that door. You've got 30 seconds. Tell KXIP how to win this one.
Right, boys. Here I am again with my team talk. Not as crucially as it has been in the past because I think you've got all the answers yourselves. Your batting's coming together, the bowling's coming together, you're smashing it out of the park, you've beaten the best in the competition so far. Just keep the momentum, keep the belief, keep going. What more can I say? Just do what you do best. And that trophy is within touching distance. So good luck, go for it.
Beautifully done. And of course, we let you into the dressing room without you breaking the bio bubble. You fly home straight afterwards, and you don't touch anybody or anything, so it's fine. It's all biosphere friendly. In a tournament where
Absolutely.
we are basically inundated with initials, we refer to all the teams by their initials and everything else. It's been a very sad day for MSD, hasn't it? And CSK are kind of going out with a whimper from this IPL, something that very few of us really thought was going to be possible. But hopefully, over their next 3 games, we'll see a little bit of freedom now from that side, and we'll maybe get a bit of an MSD magic along the way, so we can remember them a little bit more fondly before the tournament finally finishes. Claire, Rito, thank you for being on the show today.
Cheers, James. Cheers, Rito. Yeah, great day in Seoul tomorrow. Yeah, best of luck to everybody who's playing.
Thanks for having me, James.
And thank you, everybody out there, for listening. Keep tuned in to the IPL Daily Podcast. We'll be back with you every day through until probably just after the final, because we'll probably do a review show as well before we finally hang up our IPL 2020 boots. It's been a fantastic tournament so far. And join me tomorrow, because we'll talk about those 2 games that we've just discussed, and we'll look ahead to Sunday's action then. See you then.
Thanks for listening. Join us every day throughout IPL 2020. Follow us on Twitter at cricket_badger. Join in the fun. We'll see you again tomorrow.
A little flexibility can go a long way. By refinancing your new or used auto loan with PenFed, you can lower your monthly payments for more flexibility in your budget. You can even schedule your first payment for up to 60 days from the date of your refinance. Calculate how much you can save at penfed.org/autorefi or call 1-800-247-5626 to apply. Membership is open to everyone. To receive any advertised product, you must become a member of PenFed, insured by NCUA.